All right, what's up? A to Z Sports Titan Game Day live here as the Titans win in overtime 27-24 over the LA Chargers up at the rooftop at Acme Feed and Seed on the corner of First and Broadway. It's raining outside really hard, but we screwed it up a little bit. And so we got a great crowd here. Also, a big audience here to come on Facebook and YouTube. A to Z Sports Titan Game Day live, the Amanda J. Gentry Law post-game show from Acme Feed and Seed. Spirited Hive with $1 off all of their canned cocktails every Titans home game. Jack, a lot to respond to after the Titans down early, 11-0 at one point, with only 8 total yards, come back and win in overtime, putting up 27 points, the most since Thursday Night Football in Green Bay, the last time the Titans won a game. So, Jack, welcome in. Let's get this post-game show off and running.
Yeah, absolutely. What a way to kick off the home opener for the Tennessee Titans. We had a great crowd at Acme, making a lot of noise during this game for the Titans and fireworks in the background. What an awesome scene over here. Gut check performance from the Titans today. They had to have it. Tannehill had to bounce back after a dreadful loss to the Saints last week. They did it. They respond in every way you'd want them to. And you know what? Adversity. They overcame adversity throughout the day, losing the coin toss in overtime, finding a way to get a stop, and come down and kick the game winner. The Titans have a kicker, folks.
They do. Now Nick Folk is the hero once again, as he is perfect so far in his Titans career. So let's get this thing officially started. Welcome into A to Z Sports Titan Game Day Live. This is the Amanda J. Gentry postgame show. Do want to thank all of our great partners here on our Titan Game Day Live this season. X Golf Nashville, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee at xgolfnashville.com. The Mint Gaming Hall, 35 minutes north of downtown Nashville at themintgaming.com. BetMGM, as always, the law offices of Amanda J. Gentry, Chim Chimney, Adventure Science Center, and Jarrett Fire and Jarrett Companies at jarrettcompanies.com. So, Jack, the Tennessee Titans really needed this one. Ryan Tannehill really needed this one. Having the ability to take the Titans down the field, hit NWI for a touchdown, a go-ahead score, and then being able to complete some big passes, one to DeAndre Hopkins to create the opportunity for Nick Folk to hit that game-winning field goal. You got to get a lot of credit to Ryan Tannehill for bouncing back for how poorly he played last week.
Absolutely. A couple explosive plays. When the Titans offense and Ryan Tannehill is at his best, he's making it work in play action. We saw that today. Having Henry on the field for over half the snaps, we learned, was helpful. And, there was a big timeout call in overtime.
Yes.
3rd and 1. The Titans bring Derrick Henry off the field after using him in the pass game. Chargers bail him out with a timeout. Henry's back out there, and they convert 3rd and short to set up the game-winning field goal later on the drive. This game had it all. The defense played well. The offensive line, for being as banged up as they are, held together, and the Titans receivers made some plays down the field that they didn't make last year. So it was awesome to see. They came up clutch, and look, it was never going to be easy to get off that 8-game losing skid, but they found a way. They found a way today. That's what it's going to be about. When the Titans are at their best, they find a way to win these games.
Absolutely. Devin on YouTube says, complete team victory today by the Titans. Andre on YouTube saying that Tim Kelly finally showed some sense. Henry in play action. It really did feel like the Titans' day turned around when the play action to Derrick Henry hit Treylon Burks for a 70-yard bomb over the top. That opened up a lot of things, and I think the Titans obviously were able to benefit from that moving forward with play action the whole game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And, before D-Hop really got involved, Treylon Burks had a huge role in this win, and so did Nick Westbrook-Akine. Right when those guys kind of went away, they went back to D-Hop, and lo and behold, old Chris Moore, number 11, down the field. Tannehill drops it in a bread basket. He makes a huge play down there. I mean, every single player stepped up today for this Tennessee Titans team that was missing some key starters.
Yeah, they were. I'm going to go through the box score stats here as we're live from Acme Feed and Seed. I think the rain just chilled out for a half a second.
How about that?
It's pretty crazy. Everybody, we can look. Acme's the best place to watch a Titans game because you can see the field, the stadium. You can see everybody walking across the bridge soaking wet. And I'm sure they're all going to come up here on the roof at Acme. $1 off Spirited Hive canned cocktails every home game. Ryan Tannehill finishes the day, Jack, with just 4 incomplete passes.
Wow.
20 of 24 for 246. That one touchdown to NWI, ran for a score as well. Justin Herbert, 27 of 41, threw for 305 and 2 touchdowns. But the difference was the Titans were able to run the football with Derrick Henry and Tajay Spears, 140 rushing yards total on the ground for the Titans to just 61 for the Chargers. And I think as good as Keenan Allen was today, you got to give credit to the Titans defensive front. Harold Landry getting back to being Harold Landry with his first sack in a long, long time and being able to make that key stop when it had to happen.
Yeah, no doubt. It was great to see Harold Landry back there causing havoc once again. And, the secondary gave up a ton of big plays today. That's got to be fixed over the next week or so.
Sure.
And part of that is getting Amani Hooker and Christian Fulton back. Hopefully they can return soon. But for what they had to work with, I thought Roger McCreary played well. Obviously, the front made Herbert's life a little hectic, and Nissan got so loud over there a couple times, Herbert had to cover his ear holes just to get the play in, and we saw some dysfunction in overtime. So the crowd was a factor today, but of course, Mother Nature tried to get in the way. When the Titans are setting up for a game-winning field goal, here comes the wind, here comes the rain, and it was going to be that way. Resiliency was big for this Titans team, and going forward, this should be a snowball that will hopefully create a little winning avalanche.
No doubt. Let's see. TJ on YouTube says that overtime drive stand by the defense was very, very impressive, and it was because it's really easy to give up a few first downs to Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, and all the other Chargers weapons, but to get a 3 and out and to do it as forcefully and impactfully as I did, with forcing some incompletions, it was a very impressive overtime drop. Now, Jacques says Trey Avery was punked today. Look, Trey Avery's an undrafted free agent in his second year, and he's going up against a guy like Keenan Allen. It's going to happen. But the Titans won the game, and they only allowed 24 points.
They escaped. They got out alive. And despite, having to work with some UDFAs in the secondary, they got out alive. They're going to get reinforcements soon, we hope. But it was great to see this kind of makeshift group. And look, the Titans are no stranger to dealing with injuries and the next man up mentality. We saw that today. We had missed that last year, and really down the stretch when they were without some key players, they kind of folded. When things were going wrong, they were going really wrong. The Titans defense could have been on their heels in overtime. They just gave up, a game-tying drive. They bent, but they did not break. Saved the game. Did not give up a touchdown there on the 6-yard line. Came up with a big sack and captured momentum by getting the 3 and out and getting the offense back on the field. And great job by Tannehill in this, and really Tim Kelly. Tim Kelly is one of the heroes of today, I think.
Yeah, for sure. All right, A to Z Sports here live, the Amanda J. Gentry post-game show. Jack, let's ask everybody the game we love to play. One word. What is one word? One word to describe the Titans' win over the Chargers in overtime today. What is one word to describe the Titans' win over the Chargers in overtime today? And Jack, I'm going to tell everybody about our great partner leading this post-game show. That is Amanda J. Gentry. AmandaJGentry.com is where to go. She has been serving Middle Tennesseans whenever they need any type of help in law, wherever justice demands. Amanda J. Gentry has practiced in Tennessee family and criminal courts in 35 counties across Middle Tennessee. That's covering a lot of ground. 35 counties is what Amanda tackles every day. Passionate about what she does to help fathers' rights, protecting your fundamental constitutional right to be a father for your children. Know your rights, protect your rights, and protecting your constitutional rights, and do it with Amanda J. Gentry at AmandaJGentry.com. So, Jack, I'll send you to a very busy chat on Facebook and YouTube. What is one word to describe the Titans' win over the Chargers in overtime today, 27-24?
There are a lot of answers rolling in. I'm going to try and get all of them. It's going to be impossible, though. Let's start here. Heart attack from JR. JR, they never said it was going to be easy today. Hope, says Colin. Brandon says ugly. Hey, it ain't pretty, but it's beautiful. Tough, says Orlando. Rebound, says TJ. Will says the whole team was more confident. A lot of words, but it still works. Needed, says Denise. Anthony says gritty. Anxiety, says Julius. You are not wrong there. Relieving from Breaker. Balance from Dom. Relief from Tim. Breathtaking from Van. Finally.
Bro, pause on the breathtaking, because that's a great Seinfeld reference, if that's the case of what that is. Breathtaking. It's not pretty, but it's breathtaking. And that's so shout out to that. Continue. Sorry.
Redemption is a great word to use. Quality. Gritty. Mr. Jones, I love this answer in all caps. Back. Relief from Bork. Finally, says John. Next, says Brian Sylvie. Gutsy. Gutsy is a great word here from Trilogy Taylor. resilient from Lloyd. Another finally. Hi, how about Billy? About damn time. All one word. It sure was, Billy.
All right, Jack, my one word is going to be alive. The Titans are alive, and it's okay. They're alive because they were able to stay alive, overcome a dreadful start, and make sure they can keep their composure and put together a good second quarter and a second half and an overtime period to stay alive in a playoff race. Because we all know the stat. If you're 0-2, like the Chargers are right now, you have just an 11% chance to make the NFL playoffs. And the Titans were 0-2 a year ago, and they got to 7-3. But then the wheels fell off. And so I think the Titans being alive at 1-1, this is a big deal. If you were to ask anybody, hey, the Titans are going to split their first two games at New Orleans and the Chargers. What win do you want? Oh, it's the Chargers game.
The AFC.
The NFC game against the Saints does not matter. You got to beat your AFC opponents, especially one that could be contending for a playoff spot late. And the Chargers have those expectations. And so my one word is alive, because the Titans are alive in their playoff hopes. The offense has opened up and is alive. Harold Landry is back with a big sack. And you start to see maybe Tim Kelly can start to put something dynamic together.
I like that word. For me, I'm going gumption. I think the Titans showed a lot of gumption today. And Mike Vrabel, this locker room could have easily gotten away at halftime. I know you scored to get in there, right before the half. That first quarter was really ugly. Who would have thought we'd be sitting here talking about a Titans win after watching that dreadful first quarter?
Yeah.
So the Titans showed a lot of gumption, a lot of resiliency. They've been there before. They've been down. They can come back against good teams. And you're right. While this win may only count as one win in the win column, who knows where we're going to be in week 17 or 18. It might go down as 2 if you're jockeying for a wild card position with a very capable LA Chargers team.
Yeah, and King Nat says the Bengals are 0-2. Is that correct? Did the Bengals end up losing that game?
I'll have to check if the Bengals lost. I know that they were down.
Let's pull it up here. The Bengals, the Bengals did lose 27-24. Same score as we have here in Nashville. The Titans are 1-1 here live on our Amanda J. Gentry post-game show, talking about the Titans' 27-24 win over the LA Chargers. Brent says Tyjae Spears is awesome. I think everybody can agree that Tyjae Spears is pretty awesome. Jack, we did the draft reaction show when they drafted Tyjae Spears, and I don't think we liked it very much, but it looks like Tyjae Spears is going to be a big weapon that this Titans offense can really take advantage of.
Yeah, there's a lot of Titans fans that need to have their hand up right now. I'm one of them. I was wrong about the Tyjae Spears pick. I didn't like it. I thought they needed a receiver. Turns out Tyjae Spears, he can catch the football just okay. And a lot of Tannehill doubters today. Time to put the hand up. He proved himself today. It was a monstrous game. Absolutely, Tyjae Spears. Man, is he exciting. How about that play where Tannehill faked it to Spears and then ran the option with Derrick Henry and scored a touchdown? Tim Kelly, my hat goes off to you, Tim Kelly.
Yeah,
but using Tyjae Spears and Derrick Henry at the same time like that, we're going to get to see a whole lot of that this season.
Tyjae Spears, 8 carries, 49 yards. That's an average of 6.1. Still not doing a ton yet in the passing game, but I'm expecting that to change as the weeks continue here. Let's get to a couple super chats before we get to our next segment here on this Titan postgame show. By the way, we're live here at Acme. All the home games. We'll have our pregame, halftime, and postgame show live from Acme. See, it's pouring down rain outside, but the rooftop is covered, and you still got a great view of Nissan Stadium across the river. And Spirited Hive has $1 off all of their canned cocktails for every home game this season. Noah says, I feel like Tannehill pulled a Benjamin Button there today. Looked younger each quarter. Happy to see it.
It's good to see him run again, because last season we didn't get to see a whole lot of that. His ankles were bothering him. Clearly healthy. I mean, Tana Wheels is back. I think that's safe to say.
Yes, another super chat here. Chill mode, going to what you were just saying with Tyjae. I want to see more triple option. The running backs are probably some of your best weapons.
Yeah, absolutely. Use them if you got them. It's great to see them both on the field at the same time. It's even better when they're both efficient in their own right like they were today.
Yeah, no doubt. Nathaniel, last super chat for right now, says, got to stay under center for success this year. Shotgun is not the identity. All big plays start under center. Oh, look, I think that the Titans base is under center and being able to work that traditional play action. But the triple option that we just talked about, that was a shotgun look with two backs side by side of Tannehill. So I think the Titans have a lot more versatility than maybe they can get credit for quite a bit. All right, Jack, let's talk about number 17. Because last week, me and Sam did our post-game show quarterback grades, and they were all Fs. Like, I don't think anybody had anything north of a D minus for Ryan Tannehill. So how do you grade Ryan Tannehill's performance today in this Titans win? How do you grade Ryan Tannehill's performance in the Titans win? I'll read through the stats here in a second. But first, got to tell you about our great partner of our quarterback grades conversation. That is Chim Chimney. Whatever your chimney needs are, Chim Chimney's where you need to go. Locally owned and operated, Chim Chimney's customer service testimonials speak volumes about the level of service that's provided. They have the expert and the expertise over longevity of time, pride themselves on extensive experience in the chimney sweeping and repairs. Chim Chimney's team knowledge and skill set have been around for over years of dedicated service, and it's all about safety for your home. Chim Chimney is making sure that you keep your fire where it's supposed to be. So for any of your chimney needs or dryer vent needs, check them out at chim-chimneyinc.com. Jack, I will get to you shortly for Ryan Tannehill's box score, or for the answers, the grades to Tannehill, but the box score 20-24, 246, 1 touchdown passing, 1 carry, 12 yards, was a touchdown. He was sacked 5 times. So I think this will be a fairly complicated quarterback grade segment because he took 5 sacks, but he won the game for you.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Look, he had his faults today. He made a couple of really boneheaded decisions again. That was early, though. I think that it all changed after that big play to Burks. Remember early in the game where they tried to run a little slip screen to Tajay Spears. Wasn't there. Instead of just throwing it at his feet, and we saw Vrabel, the camera panned to Vrabel right after, and he kind of does a little motion to Tannehill, like, just throw it in the dirt. He took a sack. It was very unnecessary. And look, you don't need to take any of those hits. He's going to be hit enough this season. If he can prevent that going forward, then we're good. But again, the sacks are going to be an issue for the season, it feels like. So whenever he has a choice where he can avoid one of those, he's got to do it. I need to see that more often. But when you talk about what he did with his arm today.
All right, so I'll send you to the chat as soaking wet Titans fans are starting to hit into act. I'll send you to the chat. How are people grading Ryan Tannehill's performance?
Well, a lot of passing grades today, Austin, and I know it hurts some of these guys that are in here. But I do see the slander, but there are a lot of passing grades. Let's start with Lone Walker, gives him an A. Davidson's at a B+. Lee Hobbs says A-. Rodney at a B+. Andrew says B, still holding on to it for too long. Mr. Jones says MVP, not a letter grade, but those 3 letters worked for me. B+ from Rooney, B+ from Top Tier. Brandon says B-. Burke says B. Brad says B. A- from Dave. Mr. John says B. B from Nathaniel. B- from Quan. C+ from Sweet Sherry. A- from T-Bird. B+ from Franco. A 92. That's an A from I Will. CJ B-. Jay Lee B-. David Allen C. B+ from Sheila. B- from Brent Ray. B- from King Nat. Not a whole lot of A's in here, Austin. Do you think that's because people are really dug in on the anti-Tannehill thing?
No, I just think if you take 5 sacks, look, there were no turnovers, which is big too, but I don't think it's A worthy just because of getting sacked 5 times is quite a bit. But only 4 incompletions. I think I have to go B+.
Really?
Yeah, this was a gutsy one. I think he gets like extra guts grading to go on top of it. Like if you take away the context of what happened last week, I think it's probably a B- or a B.
Really?
But the context of him having the worst game of his professional career last week, coming back and doing it, starting off slow and rebounding to win you the game in overtime and leading a 4th quarter down from behind touchdown throw to get you the lead, I think it's a B+.
I mean, we're getting a little nitpicky here. Tannehill went 20 of 24 today.
Do you think I'm low?
Yes, I think it's an A-.
You think it's an A-?
I think it's an A-. 20 of 24, 1 touchdown, didn't turn the ball over, added a 12-yard rushing touchdown with his legs, played the cleanest game we've seen in a long time from him. This is what Ryan Tannehill does best. Takes care of the football, makes a couple throws downfield to change the game. He hit those 2 deep balls. Those 2 deep balls were A+. The one to Burks and the one to Moore. A+.
Yeah, okay.
He was good on 3rd down. If we're giving this a B+, What in the hell is an A?
Oh, I was going to go. Thomas says, if this is a B, then what is an A? I mean, like 3+ touchdowns for him. He had 2, right? Like, that's good. Like, the Titans still only scored 3 touchdowns today. They still haven't scored they haven't scored 30 or more points in nearly 2 years. So, like, I'm not going to give a quarterback an A grade when the team needs overtime to get to 27. Look, we are getting nitpicky on this, but I still think I guess I'm grading him to think that there's better. Like, this isn't his best game. It's not even close to his best game.
No.
It's a great gutsy performance, and they won in a big spot, but I don't think it should be in the A range.
Really? Joey Bosa breathing down his neck, Khalil Mack breathing down his neck, Derwin James in the secondary. You beat a playoff team in the Chargers, a team that really could win the AFC West this year. I mean, we've seen what the Chiefs have looked like early. This has to be an A. This has to be an A. An A may be too strong. An A-, I think, is the perfect 20 of 24. I mean, that is accurate. 245 yards. That's his wheelhouse.
He was very accurate. Now, Mike Burke says I'm 100% right. Devin says he's taking bad sacks and has happy feet. He said C-. Look.
Okay, C-. Get a grip.
He was sacked 5 times. I don't remember every single one and how it played out off the top of my head, but at least 2 of those, Tannehill had no chance.
Sure.
Right? The early ones. Then there were a couple where he lost a lot of yards just by not doing something else with the ball. And so I do have to think, if we're getting nitpicky in what is an A grade from a starting quarterback, this is not an A grade because there's a lot of hidden yards that he gave up by bad sacks.
I agree, but look, we talked about him seeing ghosts last week. Maybe seeing some people that weren't there. Maybe his clock was sped up because of his offensive line.
Oh.
Well, no wonder when you saw that 4th and 4 play and the left side of the offensive line opens up like the doors at Walgreens. I mean, that would freak me out a little too. That would speed me up mentally.
I'm still saying B+. I just think there's better that he can do. I think he's got more in him.
There is more that he can do, but 20 of 24, you beat a playoff team. It's really the adversity that he had to overcome. That he did set for himself by playing so poorly
Jerome
last week.
says B+ is the perfect grade. It's giving him plenty of credit, but not his best. Like, it's a good, like, nobody. I mean, I know what type of students me and you were.
B+ goes on the fridge.
I'm in on a B+. If you can just say B+, I'm in on that all day long. All right. AFC Sports here live. Let's revisit something we did, Jack, in the pregame show. Our X Factor. How do we think our X Factors played out? You know, we had a pregame prediction on what we thought would be a key component in the outcome of the game. So let's revisit the X Factor presented by X Golf, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. They have reinvented what indoor golf is. It's a golf simulator. It's a sports bar all in one. Awesome. It's always 72. There's no rain in X Golf. You can go in there. You can play a full round on the world's best courses, and you can watch your favorite team on the TV. You can go up to the bar and get your favorite drink. X Golf is where it's at. New, just popped up this summer. xgolfnashville.com is where to go. There's lessons, there's leagues. You can just go there and play and hang out and take a group. xgolfnashville.com is where to go with that. So, Jack, what was your X Factor prediction in this pregame show?
Well, I thought Tajay Spears would be the X Factor today, Austin.
Okay.
And you know, he didn't score a touchdown. I predicted a Tajay Spears touchdown. That didn't happen, but his impact was all over the place. It was palpable. When he was on the field, good things were happening for the Titans team. I don't think that this is going to be his best game, obviously. Here's the thing about this, though. Tajay Spears' impact this game will pale in comparison to what he'll be able to do down the stretch, because now defenses have to prepare for Tajay Spears. They have to put a little more attention on him, which could open things up for Henry, which opens things up for the receivers.
Sure.
It's going to help everyone when Tajay Spears is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. I mean, I think Tajay Spears is a big asset to what this offense can be. My X factor was the defense not giving up explosive plays. They did not succeed. They did not succeed in that aspect of it. So your X factor came through. Mine did not, because Keenan Allen, look, you've got 4 guys who had at least one play catch of 20 yards or more. Keenan Allen with a long of 42, but he had a lot of X plays in there. Mike Williams, Gerald Everett, Stone Smart. Who the hell is Stone Smart? And how can he make that, full extension catch over the middle and take a hit? for 24 yards. Look, the Titans are going to struggle with X plays on defense, especially if Amani Hooker and Christian Fulton are out. Trey Avery, valiant effort. It's just not going to be something he's ever going to be good at. I'll flip it, though. Who was the X factor? If you had a crystal ball to go into the pregame show and say, I know who the X factor is, and you nailed it, looking back at it, who was the X factor for you? I've got my answer.
I feel like Ryan Tannehill is too easy here.
Yeah, he is.
Ryan Tannehill's too easier. I want to go the pass rush.
Pass rush.
I felt like the pass rush showed up in big moments. The Harold Landry sack, most importantly, he was quiet the whole game,
No doubt.
but he made the biggest play on defense of the day. So I'm going to go pass rush. Could have been better. We're going to see them be better, but I thought that they really created problems for Justin Herbert in key situations today.
Jack, I'm kind of disappointed in you.
Oh, you're going with my guy.
I'm going with Jack's guy, Nick Westbrook-Akine. He was the X factor. 3 catches, 25 yards, and a touchdown. All 3 catches either ended in a first down or the touchdown. NWI was huge, man. Like, he made some gutsy catches early, and then obviously the game-winning score to take the lead before overtime. NWI is somebody that I was trying to find a way to not have a spot on the roster. But through the first 2 games,
not going to get rid of him.
He carved a really good role, and he's come up big with some tough physical catches. He had 3 catches, right? But he was also the recipient of a headshot that got the Titans a first down when they desperately needed it. NWI, the X factor to that.
Nick Westbrook-Akine is more reliable than Uber Eats on Sunday. That man shows up on time and delivers in huge moments. We saw that again today from him. There were 5 Titans that caught at least 3 passes today. They spread the ball around, which is encouraging because that means you can win without force-feeding DeAndre Hopkins. He's a luxury to have out there. But when
Jack, that's a really good point, because what did we talk about? What did Mike Vrabel said last week? He said, we can't force it to one guy. He kind of admitted that Tannehill forced it to Hopkins last week, where Hopkins had 13 targets against the Saints. The lead target guy is Hopkins today, but with 5.
5, yeah. And Traylon Burks made 3 humongous catches. Chikakonko was involved, 4 for 35. I'd love to see more of that. Nick Westbrook-Akine, you just mentioned 3 for 25. Derrick Henry got in on the action. 3 for 15 from him.
I have a bone to pick. I have a bone to pick.
You gotta take that up with the linesman.
Right, I gotta call a timeout on this. I had Derrick Henry, and I talked about this on Friday. Derrick Henry over 15.5 yards. He had 2 catches for 9 yards. In overtime, he catches that pass. It said 2nd and 3 on the broadcast, which means 7, which gets me to 16. But they ruled it 6.
Terrible.
Stat book. I'm waiting for a stat adjustment on that one.
That is heartbreaking for you. I am sorry that you had to deal with that.
Not happy.
But hey, look, the betting karma's on your side now. The next one, you're going to get that by a yard.
Yep.
But Chris Moore, I think, deserves some words today. He made the toughest catch of the ball game in one of the biggest moments. And the Titans have been searching for that wide receiver 4 that can step up and make a huge play down the field. Racey McMath wasn't that. They haven't quite been able to put their finger on that guy. Khalif Raymond a few years ago was the last guy that really comes to mind that was able to do some of that stuff. Yeah. I feel great about Chris Moore moving forward. His role is probably not as big as he would like here, but if he continues to make catches like that, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field.
No, I like Chris Moore is really good at being explosive, stretching the field. He's he's a faster version of NWI.
Yes,
is what he is, and he gives you that trustworthy veteran, ability to go out there and make a key play. I think last week he got a lot of hate because he was the target of one of Tannehill's picks, but that's not Chris Moore's fault. There's nothing he can do with that one. But yeah, I think Chris Moore. There's a lot of role players on this team that have a good chance to really carve out a significant piece of what this offense can develop into.
It just feels like this offense is a little deeper at the skill positions this year, and they are. I mean, when you have Tajay Spears back there, and you've got guys like Chris Moore coming off the pine to catch 45-yard passes down the field in critical moments from Ryan Tannehill. That ball was thrown fantastic, but that catch was not easy. That's nothing to sneeze at there. Now, there are a couple areas I'd like the Titans to clean up. Penalties were a problem. 7 penalties today for 45 yards. Just a lot of pre-snap stuff. That can be fixed. That's going to drive Vrabel crazy, too.
Yeah.
And I pointed it out to you. Dylan Radins was in there at left guard. He moved early on one play, and the camera went to Vrabel. And, oh, man, you could tell his brain was moving so fast that I bet he's got a few words for Radins after the game. But luckily for Radins, the Titans pulled out the win, so his tone will probably be a little soft.
Yes, very lucky for Dylan Radins that it came in a win. And look, for Dylan Radins, prop to him to getting back out there because he tore his ACL last season when the Titans played the Chargers. So credit to him for getting out there in a pinch when Peter Skoronsky's out. We don't know how long he's going to be out with that appendectomy, but good for Radins to get out there and get some experience, get some game action going. All right, so Jack, I mentioned it at the end of the pregame show that Mike Vrabel's got 3 boxes that he needs checked to win a football game in the NFL. That's called Mike Vrabel's winning formula, presented by Adventure Science Center. Explore and discover with Adventure Science Center. Your full family awaits at adventuresci.org for that full family adventure. It's great for the kids. If you grew up in Nashville's area, you've been all about the Adventure Science Center, going there for field trips and everything else. But hey, Adventure Science Center's for us too. 21 Up event coming up Friday, September 29th. Enjoy unlimited samples of liquors, spirits, cocktails. You get to learn about the science of alcohol and mixology at Adventure Science Center. You want that? You want to look the science of alcohol? You in on that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there you go. Adventure Science Center, adventuresci.org is where to go. Adventuresci.org with Adventure Science Center. That's coming up September 29th. So, Jack, the 3 boxes Vrabel needs checked to win. Have the most rushing yards, have the best quarterback rating, and win the turnover battle. 0 turnovers from either team today. So that's check, right? The Titans by far outrushed the LA Chargers 140-61. And damn, Ryan Tannehill outperformed Justin Herbert 123.3. Ryan Tannehill was 95 points better today in his quarterback rating than last week.
It was night and day. It's good Tannehill, bad Tannehill. Bad Tannehill only rears his head a couple of times. It usually comes in bad moments. But today was not one of those. And the Titans went toe-to-toe with one of the best offenses, not in just the AFC, but in the NFL. There are more weapons on that field for the Los Angeles Chargers than most teams that are on the Titans schedule. And they were without Eckler today. So it's very encouraging to see Tannehill out-duel Justin Herbert. You know, with Derrick Henry didn't even have to have a big game. There was a lot of chatter on Twitter last week. Said, when's the last time the Titans won a big game without Derrick Henry exploding? Well, you got your answer.
Today?
He didn't explode today.
No.
He was very efficient and got the job done, but he did not explode. And that's another thing you can look forward to moving forward.
Yeah, so I see Christopher saying 95 points better, and the Titans only won by 3 points. Yeah, well, look, it's the NFL for you. The NFL is usually a field goal game league. Tannehill was the worst performer, had the worst game of his career, and the Titans lost by 1. So, it's knocking the Saints for only beating the Titans by 1. No, that's just how the NFL works there. But the Titans win and check off 2 of Mike Vrabel's 3 boxes, where the other box of no turnovers, you might as well use that as a victory as well. So 3 for 3 in Mike Vrabel's boxes to check on his winning formula from Adventure Science Center. That's a pretty clean day. A clean day in a game where you could not afford to mess up at all.
That's right. It was pretty clean. And when you're facing a pass rush like the Chargers have, it's easy to lose the football. It's easy to get a little strip sack from behind. It's easy for Tannehill to get sped up and throw an interception. That didn't happen today. And that's a great sign because moving forward in the Titans schedule, you're going to play a lot of great pass rushers. You got Cleveland next week, followed by Cincinnati, Baltimore, and London. There's a lot of great pass rushers coming up on the schedule. So the fact that they handled the Chargers today like they did, I understand 5 sacks. You got to clean that up. Skoronsky being out there will help that. But I think it's an encouraging sign. It's hard to feel bad after a win. I can't look at anything right now aside from the play in the secondary and say, man, that was really disappointing today.
Yeah, for sure. A to Z Sports here live, the Amanda J. Gentry postgame show live from Acme Feed and Seed with Spirited Hive canned cocktails are $1 off. The Titans are 1-1, beating the Chargers in overtime. We'll talk about our bingo squares we got to check off next week, but it's a big deal to get to 1-1 with this. Let's look around the AFC South and see how the other teams in the AFC South played today and how that stacks up for the Titans and what it means presented by Jarrett Plumbing and HVAC, full service HVAC and plumbing from installation to repairs. Jarrett handles it all. Skilled technicians, team is certified, experienced, and ready to tackle any challenge you have with your HVAC and your plumbing. Preventative maintenance, that's a big deal because you don't want to just have to fix something that goes wrong. But if you stay on top of your HVAC unit and with your plumbing, then Jarrett can help you do that to avoid any disasters in the middle of the night or whatever time of day that decides to happen at your home. So check them out, jarrettcompanies.com for Jarrett Plumbing and HVAC. Jack, let's look around the AFC South. There was, the Texans and the Colts played each other today. And without Anthony Richardson, lost to a concussion, the Colts had a pretty easy time taking advantage of Houston.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Gardner Minshew came in and played well for them, but that is something to monitor moving forward. The Titans see the Colts here in a couple of weeks. If it's just a concussion, I expect to be back. The Titans get them in week 5, but that's gonna kind of hinder his progression and maybe, takes him back a step. So that way the Titans get Anthony Richardson when he's trying to get in his groove. Hadn't quite found that rhythm yet as a rookie. So, I mean, while it's bad news for the Colts, maybe the Titans can take advantage of that.
Are you more worried about Gardner Minshew than you are beating the Titans than Anthony Richardson?
100%. 100%. And I know Anthony Richardson had his moments at Florida last year. But I think I just think that Gardner Minshew is ready for this. I think that he uses that chip on his shoulder better than just about any backup quarterback in the league. Hell, he could start for 6-7 teams in this league if he really wanted to. It's just the Colts have to throw their rookie into the fire and see what they got now.
Yeah. Now, Richardson had 2 rushing touchdowns before he went out. And Minshew came in and looked like Ryan Tannehill's stat line, only 4 incompletions, 19 to 23 for 173. So an impressive day. And the Texans are never going to win games when C.J. Stroud throws the ball 47 times and gets sacked 6 times. So 43 dropbacks at minimum for C.J. Stroud. I'm sorry, did I say 43 or 53?
I think you said 43.
53 dropbacks. My bad.
And he was questionable going into the game.
53 dropbacks for C.J. Stroud. That's not how that should work for the Houston Texans.
Oh, leave it to the Houston Texans to mismanage another first-round draft pick. They're good at that. At least they're good at one thing.
And Jack, the Jags looked sweet last week, but only 9 points, 3 field goals, no touchdowns in their home opener going down to Kansas City, 17-9. So if you're the Titans, you're 1-1. The Jags are 1-1. The Colts are 1-1. The Jags have a loss to an AFC opponent, and the Colts have a loss to the Jags in the division. The Titans are in a pretty good spot right there. Technically, I think the Titans are first in the division.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how the divisional
if they were all in the wild, since the Titans have the AFC win and the Jags are have a loss, then yes, they would be ahead of them.
Yeah.
But no, absolutely great. Look, it's time to back away from the ledge, Titans fans. Step away from that ledge, my friend, because today was a great day. We've got momentum heading into week 3 in a big game against Cleveland. These first 6 games are tough. We've talked about it many times. Going 2-4 is okay, but 3-3, you give yourself a real shot at winning 10 or 11 games this season.
Yeah, for sure. A to Z Sports. Technically, the Titans should be 3rd as our guy Shrike Eldon comes in here and corrects us.
He's got us.
Because the Jags and the Colts have a divisional win. That's bumps
true.
them up. But hey, the Titans are in a good spot. They're 1-1. You're right there neck and neck. But hey, this has been a fun. We look like we're getting attacked by the sunshine. The crazy rain and the sun coming out. I'm sure there's a rainbow out there somewhere. But pretty impressive day here at Acme. Our first of all the home games up at the rooftop at Acme Feed and Seed. So for the next Titans home game, hosting Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals in a couple of weeks, come hang out with us before the game, during the game, if you go to the game, after the game. At Spirited Hive, props and shout out to them. $1 off their canned cocktails for every Titan home game this season. And we'll see you live tomorrow morning. Me and Zach will be live reacting to all this. Buck Rising live tonight with A to Z Sports Primetime. Once he gets done in the locker room, talking to all the Titans players after a big win. We'll talk to you later on. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button because we go live every Titan game day, pregame, halftime, and postgame. More likes on the show helps us out overall. So we appreciate all of you guys, and we'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks.